I got this unit to replace the UBP-X700, which while a good player had some issues, none of the least was the frustrating screen settings. So, right to it. Setup was a cinch. Hooked up to Wi-Fi effortlessly. Settings were not as frustrating. I went through each one with a manual and so far so good. Picture quality is excellent. I have a 55-inch Samsung 4K TV, but the HDR setting in is more simulated than the real thing, so I turned it off, adjusted the color settings, and so far so good. Blu-ray disc plays very well. Only issue I noticed is a slightly slow loading time for the DVD, plus going back to the home screen, but it is a minor issue with me. Have not tried the streaming apps or the internet yet, but I see no issues with them. All in all, a sound player with excellent picture quality and ease of use. Compared to the X800. This Blu-ray player is wonderful. We have a smart TV, but it is a few years old. We used to be able to just push a button on the TV to watch Amazon Prime Video, but it hasn't worked on our TV for about 6 months. Work this DVD player, we can just press a button on the remote to watch Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and more. This player works great wirelessly also. The picture playback is beautiful. This DVD player is saving us from having to buy a new TV. I highly recommend this product. Please mark if you find my review helpful. I purchased the Sony UBP-X700 to utilize my 4K projector. I read many reviews regarding the picture quality, and when I dropped Mortal Engines into the player, now understand what everyone is talking about. Picture quality is outstanding to include HDR. The player is solid. The main apps are Netflix and Amazon Video. I purchased a return like new from Amazon, so the cost was only $100 for a solid Sony 4K player. Different HDMI cables can great improve picture quality. This is Voodoo UHD on my 4K Sony UBP-X700 Blu-ray player using the AudioQuest Carbon HDMI cable. The AudioQuest Vodka HDMI cable is running from the ARC of my 4K receiver to my 65 inches DCL6 series TV. If streaming Voodoo UHD looks like this, I can't wait to see Dolby Vision from this Sony 4K Blu-ray player with these HDMI cables. And again, this is Voodoo UHD from my Sony UBP-X700 to my 65 inches DCL6 series LCD LED TV. One thing I don't like, even though my 65 inches DCL6 series support Dolby Atmos pass-through via ARC, I only get Dolby Digital Plus with this 4K Blu-ray player. I have to use the second HDMI port to send the Dolby Atmos signal to my 4K Onkyo receiver. I will update this once the Dolby Vision update hits this summer. This works fine. It has a few quirks that I don't like, but they aren't deal breakers. It'll just take off 1 star. Other than these quirks/annoyances, it works just fine and gives a great picture. Update: ignore quirk number 1. Turns out it remembered where you left off. But only after you choose language for the video, and actually push play to start the movie. It will give a screen prompt if you want to resume where you left off. Not intuitive, and it seems to remember only 1 disc. Back to original review quirk/annoyance 1, it doesn't remember where you left off when you turn the unit off. If it's on, and the disc hasn't been ejected, he'll remember where you left off in the movie. Maybe. Quirk/annoyance 2, it has a beginning menu that shows all apps and inputs of the player. That seems nice, but it takes it longer to boot up and recognize that a disc is inserted. And it doesn't start the disc right away, you have to choose it from among all those apps and inputs. Click link in description for more reviews.